Gotta tell. But today just was needed a lot, you know? I mean, that's perfectly fine, of course. Man, why is this. Oh my goodness. It's just so weird. The share feature and all of this is just difficult for some reason. But like I said, let's get Twitch up. See what comments come in. Some common things to talk about today. You know, the typical. There's a lot of typical discussion today. Trying to get to the video, not the stream. I don't need the stream fixed. I just need to see the video. There we go. All right. I love that everything is all over the place. All right. So, tonight we will see who makes it, who doesn't make it in the West for the NBA. So, let's start there. And again, apologize for the late start. The late starts just needed to solve some problems for the fam. You know, when you're the IT guy, you got to solve problems. And that's what I did. So, all good. We're live. So let's actually talk about this play-in scenario. So, right now you got about 3 different teams. You got the Blazers, the Suns, and the Grizzlies. All 3 really fighting for that final spot. The Grizzlies pretty much falling off the face of the earth. The Blazers and Suns battling to be in the playoff picture. Now, the most intriguing of the 3 to me would be the Suns. Now, the Suns, they're 7-0 in the bubble right now. Tonight they could go 8-0 and still miss out playoffs. There's a very high possibility of that. What's up, Strictly Bearded or Diego? Glad to see you're here. Hoping to see more people join on the Twitch stream. Now, like I said, I do see one comment up here. I will be looking down at the Twitch comments on my phone. It's the way I'm set up currently. So, again, though, with this NBA play-in, I find it fascinating. A team can go 8-0 and still miss out on the playoffs. Now, the Pelicans were pulled in because they wanted Zion to make this sort of run. Zion wasn't really physically in shape for it. So thus, that didn't work out. I know my cousin Craig, if you're watching, glad you're looking to watch tonight. Sorry it wasn't on time. But let's talk about these play-in scenarios for this playoffs. Now, the West is the only side that actually has this play-in game. The East, the Wizards just were not close. They just weren't close. So the Blazers, who are the team that are threatening the 8th seed, a win over Brooklyn allows for the Blazers and Grizzlies to play in. Portland is eliminated with a loss to the Nets. So really, this game at 9 p.m. tonight decides if the Blazers are in. Now the Grizzlies get the 8th seed with the Portland loss. They get the 9th seed with a Portland win. Now, the Suns, most interesting of all the bunch. On both the The Spurs were eliminated when both the Grizzlies and Sun won on Thursday. So it really comes down to this last game, man. It really does. So looking at these scores, let's look at these scores. So, man, did the Suns really pull this off? Like, to me, it's fascinating if they did. And it looks, oh man, they did. 128 to 102. Devin Booker balled out once again with 27 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. You're looking at a guy finally elevating his game to new heights. It really does come down to. So the Suns are only in as a 9 seed. Essentially, the Grizzlies are in no matter what. Oh man, as much as I want the Blazers to get the dub tonight, I wish there was a way that the Blazers and the Suns would have made it. To me, it's hard to think to bring in a team. They go 8-0 and they're just not in the playoffs at all. They don't even get the play-in game in that scenario where the Blazers win tonight. And it's very possible. I mean, they're playing the Nets. The Nets, they're a good team. They're a playoff-bound team, of course. Right, the Mavs locked in their spot. See, you also got to remember there's a lot of games separating that 7th seed and the 8th seed. That helps. The Grizzlies have lost a lot too. They had a 3-game lead and are now on the fringe tonight. I mean, we've seen the Lakers lose like that, but the Kings have some talented guys. It's very. Everyone in this bubble are there for a reason. The biggest one for me would be the Wizards. The Wizards just didn't really have a chance to make playoffs. They just didn't. Pelicans, you knew everyone was hoping the Pelicans were destroyed. Teams came out and just hit them hard, and that's what was their undoing. But I know we're talking Pelicans. I know we're talking Blazers. But there is one team I want to talk about who had their historic run ended. So for 22 years, the Spurs were playoff bound. Today ended their playoffs streak. 22 years, man. Some teams are lucky to even get to the playoffs. Let alone 22 years, man. 22. They've been in the playoffs longer than my brother's been alive. Like, you take 22 years from me, and I'm 9 years old, man. That's how long they've been in playoffs. Very, very consistent, very good team. And they missed out because of a tiebreaker. Oh, no, don't. Oh, no, 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 no. So, this is one of the things the bubble got wrong, in my opinion. I hate to say it. So, looking at this, even if the Spurs win right now, so they're playing, the Jazz are losing, but, you know, they could come back. It's basketball. Basketball, there's 2 halves usually, and it's a game of streaks. Spurs knew after the Grizzlies and Suns won, they had no chance. But here's what upsets me. If the Spurs win, they would be 33 and 38. Two less games than the Grizzlies and the Suns. That's where I'm not okay with it. I'm just not okay with it. You can't have uneven schedules. That's one thing I just can't get over. More than likely, though, you're going to see the Jazz beat the Spurs tonight. And there won't be any arguing. The biggest argument will be, is it going to be the Trailblazers, the Grizzlies, or the Suns? Sorry, it's going to be either the Trailblazers or the Suns. And I'm looking at this again, and the reason why it's a all or nothing for the Trailblazers is because they've played one extra game. And honestly, this is just how the world is currently. The world is all, we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to allow everyone to have what they want. Trying to have sports back. College football's already been pushed off till next year for most. I know the Big 12, ACC, SEC are planning to play. However, today all fall sports championships are canceled. According to the NCAA, all fall sports canceled. Championships canceled. Don't care, canceled. So interesting, man. As I take a step back, though, there's one thing that's also been in the back of my mind with these uneven standings. Baseball. Baseball, baseball, baseball. There's one team that comes to mind, and it's so bothersome. So very bothersome. The St. Louis Cardinals are 2-3. That is it. No more, no less. A lot of teams have played 19 games, 20 games. But that, again, is the problem. The problem is teams aren't playing. Now, this, for baseball, it will more than likely level out. Baseball was planning for this early on. But basketball was, we're going to play 8 games. If two teams were close at an 8 and the 9 spot, then we play. But baseball, man. Be nice to see some of the good teams actually play like good teams. But yeah, Emmert came out, no NCAA championships for fall sports. I wonder if that will play in the SEC, ACC, and Big 12 decisions. All right. I'm going to be honest. This might be a very short video. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to end the stream, and I'll be back. When I come back, it will be nothing but football. We're going to go talking about football. I don't normally pause like this, but I really feel the need to pause.